Hello and a warm welcome. You've joined us on Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. This is a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today, either based on news flow or based on technicals. And to discuss exactly that, we now have Sameer Chauhan, Head of Research, Technical and Derivatives at Angel One, now joining us. And on the research side, we have Kanishka and Rabinder, who will take us through all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today on the basis of news flow. But first up, let's talk about Nykaa. It reported its numbers and the stock is buzzing in trade today. After that, numbers were largely in line with what the street was working with. Revenue and EBITDA were exactly in line with what ET Now poll suggested. But remember, brokerage houses have gone ahead and cut their target price, because of which the stock is sitting with a cut of nearly 4.5% in trade today. We have Morgan Stanley, which has maintained its overweight stance with a target price of 191, but they say green shoots are visible in fashion segment in the first few months of FY26. We have Nuvama, who has maintained a buy stance with a target price of 235. But remember, Nuvama has gone ahead and cut their FY26 and FY27 earnings estimates by about 6 to 6.5% respectively for the next 2 years. So brokerage houses are not very bullish when it comes to that. They say management indicated fashion business continued to support demand in the quarter gone by, but the outlook continues to remain tepid, and that is the reason the stock is sitting with a cut of nearly 4.5% in trade today.
All right, that is Nykaa on in focus, trading with cuts of 4.2%. But let me come to you, Samit. You picked out a counter that is perhaps showing some sort of a trend reversal there. That's CAMS. That's trading up more than 4.5% in trade today. On the charts, we do see some open interest signal also coming in. Tell us what you see on the charts for this one, and what are the levels to watch out for?
Good afternoon. In fact, if you see, all these capital market related stocks, they have been buzzing since last few days. And CAMS, which has been consolidating of late, it is likely to find its mojo back now. On the daily time frame charts, we can see a breakout happening from V-shaped pattern along with sizable volume, so that provides some sort of credence to the move. Hence, going ahead, we expect this stock to traverse its 200-day simple moving average as well, which is not far away from current level, placed around 4200, 4220. Positionally speaking, we expect this stock heading towards 4400, 4450. Any decline is likely to get bought into. Now 4039.50 would act as a very strong support.
All right, so that's the view coming in on CAMS as far as the technical charts are concerned. But next counter moving on is Sun TV, that is in focus today on the back of its Q4 results. Now that it is trading up almost 0.8%. It was trading up, it has given up a bit of those gains, but nonetheless still trading in the green with the gains of 0.8%. Now if you look at the numbers, the revenues on a year-on-year basis are down 2.2%, coming in at 941 crores versus 961 crores. A year ago. The profit has also seen a decline of 10% on a year-on-year basis at 372 crores versus 415 crores. The margins are down 879 basis points, and the EBITDA also saw a decline of 18%. Nuvama, however, is maintaining a buy, but they have cut the target price to 875 versus the earlier 955 rupees. They are cutting the FY26 estimate and FY27 estimate EPS by 7.9% and 9.1% respectively. They feel that a multi-pronged strategy for capturing eyeballs is what Sun TV requires, and so that is the need of the hour for the company to revamp. But nonetheless, they are maintaining a buy and cut the target price. Sun TV in focus on the back of that.
Well, yes, Sun TV in focus on the back of that. But Titagarh Rail, this one also reported its numbers. Rabinder, tell us, how are the numbers and how is the stock reacting in trade today?
Well, as Titagarh Rail is in focus on back of Q4 number, where company reported revenue at rupees 1006 crore as compared to 1052 crore year-on-year basis, which was down by 4%. And if we talk about EBITDA, then company reported EBITDA at rupees 93 crore as compared to 118 crore, with a decline of more than 20% year-on-year basis, and margin also saw a decline of 200 basis point year-on-year basis at 9%, and PAT also saw a decline of 19% on a yearly basis at rupees 64 crore. So a weak set of number of Titagarh Rail in Q4, and Morgan Stanley has come out with a note on Titagarh, and they have maintained the overweight rating with target price of rupees 1090. So weak Q4 number, but the stock has shown a good recovery, and the stock is up approx 1% to trade in green.
All right, so that's Titagarh Rail in focus on the back of Q4 numbers. Samit, coming to you, Indian Bank is the name that you picked out for us. The entire PSV basket is doing very well today in trade. This one is also up almost more than 3.5%, and this one has been a clear outperformer also in the last 6 months. Tell us on the charts, do you see this positive momentum to continue for Indian Bank?
Certainly, yes. Clearly, the entire PSU banking basket is on a roll since last few weeks. And within the banking space, also we are seeing some sort of divergence wherein private banking stocks are muted, and all the PSU banks have taken a lead. As far as Indian Bank is concerned, this stock has already given a massive breakout from its previous resistances, has now entered an uncharted territory. And looking at the price and volume activity, will not be surprised to see this stock heading towards 665, 670 over the next few trading sessions. So overall, the bias remains positive. On the low side now, the base has shifted higher. Earlier, it was somewhere around 540, 545. It has shifted higher towards 580, 85 now.
Okay, so that's as far as Indian Bank is concerned, but let's shift focus to the aviation industry then. Interglobe Aviation, the stock was in focus last week, continues to be in focus today. But Kanishka, tell us, what is the news flow here?
That's right. Indigo continues to be in focus on the back of at least 2 news flows. Now, the government has ordered Indigo to terminate its damp lease agreement with Turkish Airlines by August 31. Now, this decision comes in response to Turkey's continued support for Pakistan against India. Now, the aviation regulator, DGCA, has granted a final 3-month extension to the current lease, which was set to expire on May 31st earlier. Now, Indigo is currently operating 2 Boeing aircraft and damp lease from Turkish Airlines. While this lease was valid until May 31, the airline had approached the Civil Aviation Ministry to extend the arrangement by another 6 months. However, the request has been turned down. The government's move is part of India's broader response to Turkey's actions, including supplying arms to Pakistan and condemning India's Operation Sindoor. Now, apart from that, Indigo has also signed a memorandum of understanding with Airbus to double its wide-body order from 30 to 60 firm Airbus A350-900 aircraft. Following these developments, the Indigo stock did go up about 0.5% today and continues to trade at green.